Okay, I'm going to give people just a little bit of time to find me. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and repost. So let me just go ahead and find a new link for everybody. So I need to get rid of this one. I don't know what, I set it up the same way I always have. Told it to stream horizontally. Did it? No, it did not. Oh, who has found me? Or is it just myself that has found me? Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and just type in, here's Friday Night Live. Okay, let's see if I can find everybody. All right. Who's finding me? Make sure that you let me know when you find me. Oh, somebody else found me. Who found me? All right, here's the chat. Hi, everyone. Who can hear me? Because I can't. Oh, a bunch of you have found me now. Thank you. Oh, goodness. It's been a night already, and we haven't even started. I wanted to be quick tonight because it is super hot. My stamp room does not have air conditioning, and I have to close my door because it's loud out there sometimes, and so it gets really, really hot in here. So I wanted to be quick. And of course, then my YouTube video didn't seem to work out and play nicely with Facebook. So here I am. Welcome to Mrs. Rogers Stamperhood. If you are watching this, I hope you just fast forwarded if you're watching the replay and got rid of the 2 minutes of stumbling around. Hi, Stacy. Nice to have you with me tonight. And Sheila, have you found me yet? Sheila had said hi on the other one. And Irene, let me know if you guys have found me yet so that I can kind of get started. We're going to be stamping with some blueberries tonight. Who likes blueberries? Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you like blueberries and if you are a wild blueberry girl or guy, or if you're a cultivated blueberry person. I grew up with wild blueberries, and up at our family camp that, the one I sometimes come from live with. And we used to have to pick them, and they're just little things, so they take forever to fill up a cup. And but they're good. They're very good, but they take just forever. So when I came down to southern Maine, I don't know. I think my husband and I just went blueberry picking once, and I was like, wow, look at the size of these things. This is crazy. Hey, is Rivards, Stacy, is that the one that's run by an elderly couple, and you just kind of like weigh it and it's almost on the honor system? Because there's two up in the same area, and I sometimes get them confused, I think. But anyways, that's where we usually go. And I hope we go there tomorrow anyway. But so once I found the large cultivated ones, I'm like, wow, this is so great because you can eat, and something is wrong. I'm still getting sound. There we go. You believe so? Okay, good. So I love the cultivated ones, and there's all sorts of different varieties, and so they're great. So I think we're gonna go blueberry picking tomorrow, and then I'll make blueberry muffins. But I really just like eating them, or eating them with some whipped cream. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Anyway, a couple stories, and then we're gonna get started. I think everybody's seen me. You know what? I can start. I'm gonna turn you down, and then we'll talk a few more blueberry stories because I've got a bunch. Let's see. All right, we're gonna turn you down, and let's see. Just to adjust this a little bit. Sorry about my hand being in the way. I don't know how this got pushed back, and it looks a little fuzzy. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. My setup somehow changed a little bit. Maybe my son was in here. I don't know. Never quite know what I'm gonna find. Sometimes. All right. That's gonna be pretty good, I think. We'll just get this a little bit closer. All right. So we're gonna start with a piece of blueberry bushel cardstock, and it is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored in half at 4 1/4. I'm gonna go ahead and burnish that with my bone folder. And this is a little bit flat to me. I like to have some sort of pattern on here. I don't have any blueberry bushel or coordinating cardstock designer series paper, so I'm just gonna make some my own. I am using the Blueberry Bunches stamp set. It's a cling stamp set, so it's the red rubber. And I'm simply just going to ink it up in blueberry bushel and stamp and move my stamp around. And this just puts a nice tone on tone. Gives me just a little bit of interest in the background here. And I don't think I need some in here because I think I'm going to have enough going on. But just in case, let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So I got a little bit of stuff on my glass mat. We'll just wipe it off with the chamois that comes with the glass mat. All right. Now I need to clean my stamp because I'm going to be switching to the Memento Tuxedo Black. So early on, when my kids were little, we went blueberry picking, and Matthew, my younger son, loved blueberries, and he ate a lot. Do you know what happens when you eat a lot of blueberries? Yes, you get sick all over a fairly new light green carpet. Yep, and it stains. So that was fun. Poor guy, but we laugh about it now. All right, so we have this. Now we're going to bring in a piece of scrap cardstock, basic white, and I'm going to ink the same image up with the Memento Tuxedo Black. He still likes blueberries, by the way, although he has not eaten quite as many since, and I don't blame him. You know who else loves blueberries? My dog. Mila loves blueberries. In fact, when we were just up at the camp, she would just go into the wild blueberry bushes and she just started eating blueberries. She loves them. It's so funny to watch a dog just go in the bushes and start eating blueberries. All right, now I have several colors of Stampin' Blends. I have Balmy Blue, light and dark, and I have Blueberry Bushel, light and dark, and then I have Granny Apple Green, light and dark. I'm going to begin with, I think I'm going to begin with the light Balmy Blue, and see these white areas in here? That's what I'm coloring. And I'm not being real careful. That's what I'm coloring. Then I'm going to come in with the darker one, and I'm going to just sort of kind of come in around that a little bit. So this, the light is really, you can think of it as two different ways, is, you know, it's not quite as ripe, or it's the part that's catching the light a bit. And I'm going to come in with my light Blueberry Bushel. I'm just going to color all around here. Let's see, anybody writing anything? Nope. Feel free to chat. I'll look up every now and then and see what you have to say and respond if you have any questions. I'm just coloring these in. Remember, when you're using the brush tip end of the marker, that you want to be very gentle with it. It's not, don't treat it like a marker, like when you were, you know, 5, mashing down on it. Oops, I'm coloring too much there. I shouldn't talk as much. Instead, you want to really treat it as though it's more of a paintbrush. That will help preserve the tips and make for better coloring. So this colors up pretty quickly. Now the thing with blends is the more you color with them on an image, the smoother everything looks. Now I'm going to come in with the darker color. I'm just going to add some parts and around the darker portions around the edge where some of those lines were. The artists really help you determine what should be darker and what should be lighter. They give you those helpful little lines that you know. You can see that as you start to build, you just get something that looks a lot more realistic, has more dimension to it. And then I'm going to just come back in with the light, I guess, and blend it all in together a little bit more. It just softens the edges here. All right, so there's our blueberries. I'm going to come in and do my granny apple green. And again, it doesn't matter if you do light or dark first. I often will start with light, move to dark, and then come back to light. We are going to be cutting this out, and unfortunately there is no die. Sorry, but it's not something that is super difficult to cut. Cut it out earlier. What's everybody doing this weekend? I know on Sunday my church is having a big summer splash event, so we have, I don't know, 5 or 6 huge water slides, an area for younger kids. We have cheap eats, which means you can feed your, you can get like chips, a burger, and soda for something like $2. It's pretty cheap these days. So you can feed your family pretty inexpensively. So if any of you are listening and are local, I should tag Mandy. Mandy, you usually come to this with Joe, so I should tag you. But it's this weekend. It's going to be lots of fun. The rain's supposed to hold off, but even if the rain doesn't hold off, it's a water activity anyway. So you should be prepared to get wet. All right. And now you can see that there are some harsher looking lines, but they're going to pretty much disappear as soon as I come back in with my light and just kind of blend it in together. Go over and make some of those harsher lines a little bit softer, while still maintaining some high points, some of those light parts in here where the light's hitting it. You'll have a lot of artists say, leave some white, like some true white. But I have such a hard time doing that, I have to confess. Oop, there's a little bit of a branch right here. I'm gonna cut that. All right. All right, so now I'm gonna cut this off, or out. I will cut it off. I'm gonna cut off this excess. Makes it a little bit easier to trim. So while you're watching me trim, and I am trimming as closely as I can around this, I don't want a lot of white showing. While we're doing that, let's talk favorite recipes. Anybody got any favorite recipes? Like, what foods do you like? Sheila had written on the other one, oh, what did you say? Blueberry cake with ice cream, I think is what Sheila said. That's yummy. I myself am pretty partial to blueberry muffins. My husband mentioned it tonight too, that we need to have some blueberry muffins. And I agree, so I'll probably make some blueberry muffins. Blueberry streusel's pretty good too. Does anybody make anything very unique or interesting with blueberries? I am not a blueberry pie person. Is anybody a blueberry pie person here? I don't know. I just don't like it. It's something about, I don't know, blueberries shouldn't be warm? I don't know. I suppose you could say the same thing for apples, and I like apple pie, but no, I don't like blueberry pie. I haven't really tried blueberry ice cream. Again, just doesn't, I don't know. Just doesn't sound right to me. It might be very good. I should probably give it a fair shake and try it. Yes, Stacy, fussy cutting. But it's really just really round stuff. There's not a lot of hard fussy cutting here. I don't even have to concentrate too much. I can talk and cut at the same time. It's pretty amazing. All right. It's good that it's not too precise because my eyes are just not as good as they used to be. I think that means I'm getting old, which is all right. You gotta get old sometime. Old and wise, that's me. We're at least gonna go with that. We're just gonna pretend that's true. All right, almost done, almost done. Now there is a little bit of a white piece that's kind of going to be stranded in here, and it's okay, and I'll show you why in just a little bit. It's going to be mounted on a piece of white, and it's going to blend right in. All right, let me get this out of the way. I'm now going to bring in a decorative punch. Now this one is, I think, decorative circle, and I think it's retired. So there's also this one, the hexagon. I'm gonna do both just because we'll see which one I like better. I'm not even sure I got that whole thing. I did not. I hate it when that happens. I should have just pushed it sideways to begin with. Let me try this one. Let's see how I like it. We can bring in the other one too, I suppose, and do a side-by-side comparison. So let's see, does this fit on here? Looks like it does. All right. And I'm just keeping these white. I'm not doing anything to them just yet. Ooh, I got really close to that little leaf. Ooh, I might even have to put that back on. But what we're going to do is we're going to attach this right here. And so you can see that this white in here really kind of blends in. It's fine. But what, I don't know if you can tell, there's a little bit of white edge around here that bothers me a little bit. And so to make that disappear, I could either use a black marker, or I can just take my dark blueberry bushel and go around here. And that makes that white disappear. Oh, I'm going to lose this leaf. I know it. I'm going to make sure that that's adhered down pretty well. All right, so now you can't see the white that's over there. So you've got something that looks like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pay attention to where my blueberries and the decorative piece overlap. Oh, I said I was going to do this, right? Let's see how we like this one instead. Like if I went right over to the edge here. I don't think so. I think I like this one. So if you have any kind of die that you want to use, some decorative die, some fancy shape, go ahead and use it. It doesn't have to be, I mean, you can just use a regular circle if you want to. I do think I like the circular kind of nature to this because it mimics a little bit of the blueberries, just a little bit, but it's a little bit different. So I can see that these blueberries kind of want to be on the white. So we'll go ahead and just do this. We're going to attach this first. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. Now I know that this little guy over here is very floppy. That's all right. What we're going to do, and don't worry about that glue, it's going to hide itself in just a second. We're going to get some dimensionals. And I'm going to put this on my white piece. I'm also going to put dimensionals on the parts that are freestanding off it, which includes this little guy right here. Oh, and see, he came off. So I'll just have to put him back on manually. All right, I'm going to take this off. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to be in trouble with this one. I think I'm going to be in really big trouble stamping on top of here, but we're going to give it a try anyway. So don't do as I do. You want to stamp first before you put those dimensionals on. I am getting the So Happy For You stamp out of this Blueberry Bunches. So one of my former co-workers, Stacy knows him. Oh, I'm frozen. Oh, all right, sorry. All right, unfrozen. You know what that means? Yep, I got the 20% warning. Got 20% battery left. So anyways, one of my co-workers, and both Sheila and Stacy know them, know Jim, just completed Navy chaplaincy school. So I'm going to give him a Maine-inspired card. You know what? We're going to start over with this. I don't know if I can. We're going to try. We're going to try to take this off. I'm going to try to peel this off. I don't know if I can do it. All right. We're going to do it right. I can do this. I can do this. I think the heat is getting to me too. Holy cow, it's hot. And I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so here we go. Now, this is a good teachable opportunity. So I have not used this stamp yet, other than for my sample. And I think you can see, if I hold this close, that there's quite a bit of excess rubber up there. And that's what I caught for an edge up there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel this off, and I'm gonna take some scissors. Now I happen to have these scissors from when we used to have to cut and mount all our stamps and just trim around. But you can trim around with the regular scissors too. I just don't like to use them because then it gunks them up with the adhesive a little bit. So there. Now we have that. Less apt to catch an edge. And we'll just do this. So Happy For You. So much better. Look at that. All right. Now let's see if we can put this back together. We need some adhesive on this part right here. So let's go ahead and there we go, just like that. Ooh, I think I'm going to be able to save this card. Fantastic. Look at that. I did it. Oops, we still have this little leaf. And you can put him right back on there. And look, you'd never even know that he had come undone. So there we have that. Now we just need an inside. Looks like I've come to the end of my pre-cut insides. I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of basic white, 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to bring back that stamp in here, but I'm not going to color it. I'm just going to stamp it in blue this time. And if you want to stamp it in a lighter version, you just stamp off first onto scrap paper. But I'm just going to do this. That's a big enough image so that I don't have to write too much in here. Just enough. And we'll adhere this to the inside. Now this is a special card. I should do something special for the envelope. So let's go ahead and do that next. Hadn't planned on doing that, but we're gonna do it. So there's my card. Blueberries out, blueberries in. Oh, you know what? We could put some bling on this. Yes, we could. Let's go ahead. Now, this is going to a guy, so I am going to put the bling on it because it's very celebratory, but I'm going to probably leave off my Wink of Stella. So let me show you my other one that I have here. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but on the blueberries, I think you can see a little bit of the glimmer. There's Wink of Stella on there. So you can put that on. I'm going to leave it off this time. I'm just going to put some of these gems on here though. And let's see, let's put one over here and a smaller one. These are the adhesive backed solid gems. I think this is boho blue, lemon lime, and pecan pie. And let's see, let's put another one. Let's put another one over here. Let's put a tiny one up there. And of course, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5th somewhere. All right, so just kind of all around there. On my other one, my 5th one was in the middle of the O on so. All right, so there we've got just some blingity bling bling happening on here. Now let's get an envelope out. I happen to have one handy. And to decorate this envelope, I'm just going to decorate the flap. Now, because I'm decorating the flap, I need to protect it. I don't want this part over here. So if it's open, I'll run the risk of stamping onto, the front. If it's closed, I'll stamp over here, and I don't want to do that either, because when you put your card in and then seal it, there will be a gap. So I'm going to put a piece of typing paper, just a piece of copy paper right in there. And we're just going to ink up my stamp again. And just stamp all over this. And let's see, I'm gonna switch directions. All right, so we just have something that looks like that. Okay. Got my glass mat here. Let's clean it up a little bit before we bring our stuff back in. And so there we have just a pretty back of the envelope to coordinate with the pretty card. And that is our card for tonight. So let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up, shout out, something. And just a couple of announcements. I'm going to turn you back around here. Let's see. Just a couple of announcements. Let me fix the light so you can see me. August 6th, for those of you that are my team members, which Stacy and Sheila are, and they're the ones that have commented, and I'm sure a couple more are watching. August 6th, you get to pre-order from the September to December mini catalog, that's one of the perks of being a demonstrator. You get a month's early access to new product. And so that happens August 6th. Also on August 6th, my fall retreat registration opens up. I'm really excited. This is going to be my first ever fall retreat. I had my first ever retreat in the spring, and that went so well and was so much fun. And people asked me to do more. So I'm doing more. And we're going to have lots of fun. I've got things planned out already. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be October 12th. I also have an August class coming up that deals with or uses the Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper. We're going to make some special cards. So wedding cards and sympathy cards. Um, Two very opposite ends of the spectrum, but this particular paper is gorgeous for both. And of course, I'll have alternate sentiments. So if you would like to register for that, that registration is open right now, and it's $25. And you will get a full package of the Wildly Flowering Designer Series paper and a package of linen thread, which should be in everybody's craft room, and you can never have enough. In fact, I'm going to show you. I have a lot. And yet it's not enough because most of these are just partial. So anyway, so that's coming up. Haven't advertised it yet, but September I'm going to have a fall themed class coming up using the Changing Leaves bundle. And then in November, October is my retreat. And in November, I think I'm going to have a Santa's workshop. So we'll work on Christmas cards. So I've got lots of stuff planned coming up, and I hope you will join me. And I think that's about it for tonight. So I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And for those of you in the Sanford area, I hope I see you at Summer Splash, noon to 3 at Curtis Lake Church. Come on inside and say hello. I'll be working the food lines. Have a great weekend, everybody.